Alright, I'm back. And it is time for Ghost 2024 Game of the Year, which is 100% objectively factual. But first, the pre-show. Frost's Game of the Year. Right here. There it is. You know, it would help if you actually spelled my name right in your credit. Why has it got two T's right there? Crazy. I feel like I might have mentioned that last time as well. Didn't even change it. Alright, 2024 Game Awards by Lord Frost. Credit to some guy whose name I don't recognize. So didn't want to change this at all. No, didn't want to change most anticipated 2022 to anything. Maybe the right year. He didn't update any of these. Biggest letdown is still on there. Yeah, it's like you don't put any effort in. I swear to God, if any of mine are wrong now, I'm gonna look like such a pillock. Oh, it's a screenshot? Oh, it's not even a slide? What the hell? Fair enough. Alright, this is proudly sponsored by Frost's crippling gacha addiction. Alright, alright. Best soundtrack. P3 Reload. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Infinite Wealth. Zenith? Really? The best soundtrack? Let's see if I can predict what's going to win here. It's got to be P3, right? Gotta be. Yeah, P3. Yeah. Easy. Never a doubt. Best narrative. What the hell is that? Best narrative, P3, Infinite Wealth, Rebirth, or... Is that just a patch update for Star Rail? That made it into best narrative? Alright, no, that's fine. That's fine. Wow, Infinite Wealth. Wow. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Best gameplay. Marvel Rivals. Infinite Wealth. Rebirth. Or Reload. Come on, Marvel. Oh, Rebirth. Yeah, I guess it was alright. What am I even looking at here? Okay, best mechanic. The Theurgy system from Reload. The Marvel Rivals team-ups. The like weird board game thing from Zenless. Is the top left one literally just the turn-based combat from Infinite Wealth? What am I looking at? Oh, is that just the auto win? Oh, it's the auto win thing from Infinite Wealth. Okay, it's the Marvel Rivals team-ups. Some of which are good and some of which are really bad. Fair enough. Best publisher developer. Square, NetEase, Sega. Oh, I guess. Yeah. Hoyo. You're going to say Hoyo, aren't you? Oh no, Sega for Atlas and Ryoga Gotoku. Makes sense. You had a Hawkeye asking for a Black Widow the other day. Why? Did the Hawkeye not know that he gets the damage buff anyway? He doesn't get anything from the team up. The anchor characters always have the buff up. The only thing the team up does is give the other character the ability. The anchor characters always have the thing active because it's a seasonal bonus. Never mind. Best multiplayer. Grounded, Rivals, Helldivers, Power World. Rivals, obviously. Just able to cut out that. That what? Dalgona? That candy from Squid Game Season 2? I don't even know what that means. Best mini. Wait. So 3 of the mini games are the dating mini game from Infinite Wealth, the Dondoko Island stuff from Infinite Wealth, karaoke from Infinite Wealth, and then Queen's Blood. I mean, it's between 2. Queen's Blood wins. Yeah, that's... Bloody hell. Ultimate waifu is Tifa, and then just a bunch of characters from Zenless and Mitsuru. Well, I know which one I would go for of all of these. Okay, it wasn't that one. I'd have gone for this one person. Whoever this is. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Tifa. Best graphics / style. Marvel Rivals, Power World, Zenless, P3. This will probably go to Zenless. P3. It was between those 2. Best boss. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically that was a boss. Joker. Don't even. Oh, yeah, that boss. In the bottom right. What am I looking at? Another Star Rail thing. Joker. Okay. Most anticipated. Well, that's supposed to be 2025. The Trails in the Sky remake. Pirates in Hawaii. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection. Really? And Persona 5X. I mean, it's got to be Pirates in Hawaii, right? Yeah, of course. Most surprising, Core Keeper, Marvel Rivals, TCG Card Shop Simulator, and Zenless. Marvel Rivals, okay. I wasn't that surprised by it, to be honest. Best VA performance. Actually, you know what? This is a good way of doing it. I should have done it like this. I guess Ichiban Sunday. Cloud Sephiroth. It's Kaiji Tang. Ichiban. Alright, game of the year. 5th, Marvel Rivals. Not a bad shout. 4th, Zenless Zone Zero. 3rd, Persona 3 Reload. Is it gonna be Rebirth and then Infinite Wealth? 2nd, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. 1st, Infinite Wealth. Could read you like a book. Game of the year, Infinite Wealth. Was pretty good. Oh, what are you doing? You and your streams mean a lot to all of us here. Hopefully this year everything goes perfectly for you. Clearly your community of people with bad sleeping schedules, the No Sleep Club. God damn it. Why you gotta do this to me? Why are you doing this to me? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, now it's time for the real game of the year. The real stuff. I appreciate the important message, Frost. Alright, 100% objectively factual game of the year. This is what I've done this year. Soundtrack, narrative, gameplay, mechanic, dev, publisher, minigame, waifu, graphics/style, boss, most anticipated, most surprising, best performance, and then game of the year. Wait, did you have best boss on here? Oh, you did have best boss on here. I just didn't recognize any. All right. First up, best soundtrack of the year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was pretty good. I could hang out in Costa del Sol for like 6 months. And the Gold Saucer. Yeah, it's just pretty great. And they had Battle on the Big Bridge, you know, the Gilgamesh stuff. Oh, so good. What else do we have? Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6 had some pretty solid tracks, some good boss fight tracks, some good ambiance. Pretty good. Stellar Blade again. Also, my head's kind of in the way, but whatever. Stellar Blade also had some good tracks, some good boss themes and stuff. Was also pretty good. Man, I don't even remember what these nominations are. Oh yeah, Infinite Wealth. See, I've got to put Infinite Wealth on there because Infinite Wealth has karaoke. And karaoke is part of the soundtrack. So it's got to be there. The winner for best soundtrack is Armored Core. Because it's Armored Core. Yeah, I know. It beat out Stellar Blade and Infinite Wealth. Yeah. Don't know how it managed that, but it did. That game just, from like an aesthetic standpoint, is just really good. And the music is part of the aesthetic, so it was a pretty easy choice. All right, best narrative of the year. We have Infinite Wealth. Like the whole sort of like dual storyline thing with the Kiryu stuff and the Ichiban stuff, and it kind of coming together, and the whole nuclear waste thing on the island was a bit weird, but you know, it is what it is. It was fine. Armored Core again. I mean, you've got a good story when you make me play through your game 3 times back to back to back to get it all, you know? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Because, yeah, it was actually pretty good. I kind of like the direction that they're taking it in. It's, yeah, it's pretty decent. I like the story. And this is coming from somebody who's not like a massive fan of Final Fantasy VII in the first place. So, yeah, it's good. I don't even know what the last game I put on here was. Oh, Trails Through Daybreak. Well, this one's probably not going to win, is it? Because I couldn't even remember that it was the nomination. The annoying thing about Trails Through Daybreak, the first one, is that it's the start of a new arc, and the start of a new arc is always pretty slow, and that was one of the issues that I had with this, is that because it's the start of a new arc, it was a bit slow to get started. It was just a bit narratively weak, but I didn't really have anything else to put on here. Yeah. Anyway, would you look at that? It's Armored Core. Like I said, if you make me play a game back to back to back to experience everything that the story has to offer, that's a pretty good game. Deserved winner there. Best gameplay of the year. It's Armored Core. Up first. Because, much like the narrative thing, it's just a really fun game. It helped that I had a build like set up from like mission 3 or something onwards, and I just not so much breezed through the game, but you know, it just was more my style, more my thing. Stellar Blade as well. Nice, fast-paced, Souls-like action. Had some pretty interesting mechanics, and yeah, it was a fun game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, same with Black Myth Wukong. Just a thoroughly good Souls-like game. It just did so much right. The spirit transformations, the magic, the different pole stances. Fun game. And Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. I love a good Metroidvania Souls game. And that's basically what Prince of Persia was. I did play that this year, right? That was this year? Yeah, I played it after Kingdom Hearts, right? I have to double check. I can't remember if I actually played Prince of Persia this year or not. I think it was this year. Because it only came out this year, right? Oh, shut up. Anyway, best gameplay. Armored Core. That's 3 awards and three wins for Armored Core. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. Alright, best mechanic of the year. What did I choose from this? Oh, this was like a mix of the time travel stuff. And also the mechanic of saving a screenshot of an item or something like on the map so that you could view the screenshot and go, oh yeah, now I know why I didn't get this item or open this door or whatever. Who knew that being able to take a screenshot of a thing on the map would be so good? I don't even remember what I chose from this. What did I choose from Like a Dragon? Mechanic. What mechanics were in this game where I can't even remember why I put Like a Dragon in here. What mechanic was it? I don't remember. No, it wasn't the insta-kill thing. I completely forgot that that was even a thing. I put it in here for something. I don't remember. Oh yeah, the fusing of Pokemon from Pokemon into Infinite Fusion. That was a thing. That counts. I played that. Oh yeah, another Crab's Treasure. It was just the like shell switching stuff for armor and like all of them having different stats and different abilities and stuff. I thought that was really cool. Wait, that one? Hold up. That might not be right. I thought another Crab's Treasure one. Wow, I forgot what even won. I'm as surprised as you guys are. I could have sworn another Crab's Treasure won that. Weird, I must have changed it. Anyway, Prince of Persia is apparently the winner of this one. Yeah, more emotional damage. Yeah, all right. More games should do that. More Metroidvanias should do that with the screenshot thing. Anyway, best dev / publisher. We've got Square. I'm sure they put out some games this year, right? They did something somewhere. Hang on. Let me have a look. They probably did some stuff. Let me have a look. What did they do? Why can't I just see? Here we go. just want to go all the way to the bottom. 2024. What did they do this year? They did. Oh god, maybe it was. Maybe Square shouldn't be on here. They did bloody Foam Stars. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Saga Emerald Beyond, Visions of Mana, Romancing Saga 2, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake, Fantasian Neo Dimension, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Oh no, I see next year. Alright, never mind. Oh, maybe. I mean, I guess they did didn't the FF14 expansion come out this year? Or last year rather? What's next? FromSoft. FromSoft had a pretty good year. Right? They did. Wow. I say they had a pretty good year. Armored Core was technically 2023, but I played it this year. And then Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, which I didn't stream, so technically it doesn't count. I did play it all the way through, so it sort of counts. The other one is Falcom for Trails Through Daybreak. I didn't even put Sega on here because the other one's Game Science, who did Black Myth Wukong. Because for that game to come out the way it did was just insane. It's a relatively small studio. When that first trailer dropped and they showed it off for the first time, everybody looked at it and went, nah, that game's fake. There's no way that game's going to look like that. There's no way that game's going to play like that. This is a fake game. This will never release. And then it did. And it lived up to that first trailer that everybody saw and went, no, this is a fake game. There's no way this game can exist. So, you know, that's why they're on there. Look up Sega's games this year. All right, hang on. Let's have a look. (2024). Oh my god, this is a long old Wikipedia list. Oh, what the hell? Why does this list only go up to 2023? Why? Okay, well, apparently I can't look up the list. Why can't I just look up a list of games that they released this year? God, it's so hard. No, I don't want the history of Sega. I just want a list of games. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. They're not even on the list. So, who did win Best Dev? Oh yeah, FromSoft. Because, you know, Armored Core and Shadow of the Erdtree, which was actually good. It was actually better than the main game. Crazy. But mostly for Armored Core. Best mini game of the year. Infinite Wealth. I mean, this could be so many things. But it's mostly karaoke and it's mostly the Sujimon stuff. Because, you know, I love that shit. So that's basically what it's on there for. Armored Core is on here because I class the arena as a mini game. Even though it's technically part of the story, I was classing the arena as a mini game. And you know, as if I need an excuse to give Armored Core another award. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This was mostly for Queen's Blood, but some of the Gold Saucer stuff could also count, which I didn't think about when I was putting it on here, because when I put it on here, I was putting it on here purely for Queen's Blood. And then I remembered that the Gold Saucer existed in that game. And then we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. Don't remember why Remake is on here. Oh, now I remember. For the Condor, the Fort Condor minigame. Because Intergrade is, or Intermission is technically part of Remake, and I was putting the Fort Condor stuff on here, I'm pretty sure. That's the only minigame I can think of off the top of my head, other than I don't know. Well, I think the DLC was called Intermission, but the double pack of Remake and Intermission, I think, was called Intergrade. For some reason. Oh yeah, the Four Condor stuff was in Rebirth. Yeah, I should have found something else. Anyway, the winner's Queen's Blood, because it just is. Queen's Blood is fantastic. It's so good. Queen's Blood just wins. That's twice now the karaoke has been beaten out by something else. Yamamoto. Hello. Whose blood? Queen's Blood. That's whose blood. Ultimate Waifu of the Year, starting off strong. Psylocke from Marvel Rivals. Who else we got? Tifa from Rebirth. Mitsuru from Persona 3. Who else is even on here? Oh, Eve from Stellar Blade. I had to use a really weird picture of her. Man, finding a PNG of Eve from Stellar Blade, a lot harder than you think. And Rosette from Trails through Daybreak. No. EV DLC is Intermission, the combo pack is Integrate. Okay. Alright, winner. Ultimate Waifu of the Year. Anyone want to hazard a guess? All mind is right there. Yeah, obviously. That skirt. I mean, 4 of the 5 of them, that could be any of them, except Eve. who only wears a skirt in some of her outfits. Anyway, the winner's Psylocke from Marvel Rivals. Which counts because I technically played Marvel Rivals on stream last year. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I played it for 2 days during the beta. Yeah, see, that counts. I mean, Psylocke wasn't in that beta, but it counts. Oh yeah, who even is that? That's Psylocke from Marvel Rivals. In my opinion, this is probably the best design that Psylocke has ever had. Even more than the old comic versions, even more than the old X-Men fighting games, even more than the Marvel, like Marvel vs. Capcom games that she was in. This is probably the best design for Psylocke. I love it. I love everything about it. It's so good. Sucks the skin for Cloak and Dagger doesn't look that great. True. I mean, I still bought it, but yeah, it does kind of suck. I'm just hoping that Trails Through Daybreak 2 has Sharon in it so I can put Sharon back in. Sharon needs to get nominated for another Ultimate Waifu, you know. What's next? Best graphics / style of the year. We have Prince of Persia, which looked really nice. I was a big fan of it. I was a big fan of how it looked. I was a big fan of some of the way the moves looked and like the purple after images and stuff. And then when you go to like the far right of the map and there's that like tidal wave that's lost in time. Oh, it's so good. Such a good looking game. We also have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is just the most anime of anime games. It's just so anime. We have P3, which again is pretty anime, but not quite as anime as Grand Blue. And then we have 9 Souls, which I thought looked really good. So good, in fact, that it wins. Love 9 Souls. What a good looking game that was. Everything just... like the main character specifically, just that like hand-drawn style and animations that he had just looked so good. Really good. Oh, imagine going into a boss fight with 50,000 money. That's crazy. I'll spend it. Buy something. What's wrong with you? All right, best boss of the year. I technically played Kingdom Hearts 2 last year, so I've stuck Sephiroth in there. There's a boss in here that isn't in here that should be in here. I've just remembered that I missed out a boss. We've got the Sphinx from Dragon's Dogma 2. It was technically a boss, It had a boss health bar and everything. For like 10 seconds before it tried to fly away. But just the whole thing of like doing a series of riddles and stuff at the start, and then it flies away and you have to try and find it again, and then you do another series of riddles, and then you have to try and kill it before it flies away. Really cool. Just the whole thing is really cool. Oh god, this fucking boss. You can't see it because my bloody head's in the way. Hang on. Let me move a sec. Where am I? I'm here. This fucking boss. The final boss. Aegon from 9 Souls. How long was I on this boss for? Like 6 hours? I think there's a clip of me somewhere of my reaction when I finally beat this fucking boss. Oh, it was so annoying. What else we got on here? Oh, this boss. Taki from Stellar Blade. That boss was super cool. Big fan of that. Comes down from the sky. It's got the skull, like, helmet thing with like the floating skull in the water and stuff, and then the wings. Oh, so cool. Cinematic spectacle. Speaking of which, cinematic spectacle. That opening boss fight from Wukong, which it turns out is actually a secret boss fight at the end of the game as well, where you have to like fight him properly, and then you get to fight the giant statues at the back there, which apparently is something that I didn't do. Even though it unlocked the way I thought it did. I don't know why it didn't unlock, but... So there is one boss that I forgot to add to this list, which would probably replace Sephiroth, if I'm being honest, or maybe even the guy in the middle. I think his name's like Erlang or something. The boss that should have been on here, that I did initially want to add, and then I guess I just forgot. It was the drill worm thing from Armored Core 6. I wanted to add that one. Because... yeah, that boss is so cool. But the boss itself isn't cool. Rusty makes that fight cool. Where he goes, I'm charging 70%, 80%, 90%. I won't miss. Boom! And then the music cuts out, and oh, it's so good. Sula. Yeah, I should have put Sula on there. That would have been funny. Nah, the reason I didn't put it on here is obviously because Armored Core has already won too many awards already. I mean, it's already at like, what, 6? Or 5? I'm gonna sweep the board. I don't even remember what did win Boss of the Year. Oh, it was the Sphinx. Okay, yeah, it was the Sphinx from Dragon's Dogma. Yeah. That makes sense. That's probably the right decision from all of those. Because like I said, I love a bit of triv. Love a bit of trivia. And, you know, that's basically what this boss was. This was Trivia the Boss. Anyway, what's next? Most anticipated game of 2025. First up, Ender Magnolia, which is technically out right now, but it's in early access. This is the sequel to Ender Lilies. This comes out February, I think. Ender Lilies was fantastic. 1.0 version comes out, I think, in next month. Looking forward to it. I loved Ender Lilies, and I'm hoping that Ender Magnolia is just as good. We also have Trails Through Daybreak 2, which apparently fixes a lot of the issues that I had with the first game. The combat is much better. The story is better because the second game in an arc generally is. Sky 2 is better. Crossbell 2 is better. Cold Steel 2 is better. Like, that's why it's on there. We also have Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Because of course. A new Yakuza game. Of course it's going to be on there. We also have the first Berserker Kazan. Because after playing that beta, I need this game in my life. Honorable mention also goes to Monster Hunter Wilds. And that's it, really. The winner is Trails Through Daybreak 2. Because last year my most anticipated game was Trails Through Daybreak, and you know, I had to keep up the tradition of putting a Trails game on here. Yeah, February and the start of March is going to be insane. Most surprising game of the year. So this is the game that I kind of was a little bit iffy on. And it ended up really surprising me and being really good. First up, obviously, Armored Core. I put off playing this game for so long because I was just kind of like, probably won't like it. So I was just like, whatever. And then I just played it later on in the year. And it actually turned out to be really fucking good. Prince of Persia also kind of surprised me. I didn't know how I was going to feel about like the side-scrolling Metroidvania thing for it, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. I thought the story was good. I thought the characters were good. Mechanics were good. It was just a solid game. I'm actually kind of upset that it didn't do better, because this was probably the first Ubisoft game in a long time where I was just like, no, this is really fucking good. You should keep making games like this to this quality, because this Prince of Persia game was awesome. Ubisoft has hit some hard times of late. That whole Assassin's Creed shitstorm is... yeah, it's a mess. Ubisoft is a mess in general, and this was the first good thing that they've done for a long time. And probably the only good thing that they're going to do for a long time. And I'm really disappointed they didn't do better. Are they still forging ahead with NFT bullshit too? I don't know. People weren't happy with the MC. Why? I thought he was cool. I don't know why people are upset about it. I mean, I know why. But nobody's going to come right out and say it, are they? Another crab's treasure. Apparently he isn't Persian. Yeah, because he's not the Prince of Persia. Like, well, okay, right. Technically, he is. But as you're going through the game, you're like, oh, he's not the prince in this Prince of Persia game. But he is. Anyway, another crab's treasure. I remember, I think it might have been Umbral was asking me if I was going to play this game. And I said, fuck no. I'm not going to go anywhere near this game. Like, I like Souls-likes as much as the next person, but I'm not going to go anywhere near, like, parody of a Souls game. I like my Souls games to be difficult and serious and dark. But this game just came out of nowhere and was actually really good. Another Crab's Treasure was, at least in part, a shit post because of the here's a gun mode. Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. But yeah, I remember saying that was like, just, yeah, I don't want to play a comedy Souls-like. And then I did play it and like, yeah, it was kind of cringe in some parts, but it was just a genuinely good game. And then on here as well, we've got Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. The reason this is on here is because I tried to play Pathfinder Kingmaker and I couldn't get into it. I tried to play Wrath of the Righteous and I just couldn't get into it. And then I was just like, oh great, now I'm going to play a Warhammer game that's basically those two games. I'm probably not going to like it. And I made it all the way to the end. And I played it for like 2 weeks straight or whatever. And I think I restarted my character like 3 times. And yeah, it was pretty great. It helped that it was more of a sci-fi setting rather than a like medieval fantasy setting. I definitely like sci-fi settings more, so I think that helped. I distinctly remember you taking a swing at Kingmaker, hitting the fucking Wrath and saying that if you hadn't tried Wrath first, you'd write off the entire thing. Yeah, I remember something like that. I can't remember what stopped me playing Wrath as well. I think something else came out that I wanted to play. And I took a break from it to play the other thing, and then I just never went back to it. And just never had any desire to. Yeah, it could be kind of interesting. I just don't know. I don't know too much. The thing is, the fuck plot thing is the thing that I would have an issue with because I'm a big story guy, you know. I need that narrative to keep me going sometimes. I don't even know what wins this. Probably Armored Core. Oh no, there's another Crab's Treasure. This is the one. Yeah, I think the only reason this beat out Armored Core was literally just because of the level of difference between expectation and like the final product. I think going in with like minus expectations, not zero, minus expectations, and coming away from it feeling the way I did about the game, I think tipped this over the edge for me over Armored Core. What have we got? Best performance. Oh, I don't even know what I put in here. What did I put in here? Oh, fuck yeah, Rusty. Let's go. What a guy. My best buddy. Uh, why is this here? Oh yeah, because his voice changes. That's right, and it's done by the same guy, which I thought was insane. Like you got that like deep normal red voice, and then you got like the little kid voice, and the fact that it's done by the same guy, I'm just like fucking hell, that's range. I really should have done it the way you did it, Frost, and did the behind the voice actors thing, because I don't know who most of these people are. Van, Trails Through Daybreak. I thought he was really good. Really surprised that it was that Smosh guy, which is kind of crazy. I thought that was really good. And then Kaiji Tang, the Ichiban. I thought he did a really good job. There can be only one winner. I think it's pretty obvious. It's fucking Rusty. Let's go. Oh, love Rusty. What a guy. Bringing back for Armored Core 7. Do it. Cowards, you won't. Here we go. The big one. The top 5 Game of the Year games. And number 5. It's Marvel Rivals. Like, yes, I know I only played the beta like twice on stream. But since the game came out, I've played it almost every day since it came out. And I love it. It's so good. So yeah, number 5, Marvel Rivals. Surprised a competitive game made it on here, although I think Valorant made an appearance on one of these a couple of years ago. Number 4. What was number 4? Oh, Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was number 4. In a year where I didn't really stream very many games, it was easy enough to just put this on here. Number 3, Trails Through Daybreak. I considered putting this at 4 and putting Stellar Blade at 3, but I think for me, Trails Through Daybreak is more of an investment at this point, which is why it's higher. I'm more invested in the story and the characters and stuff like that, and just like finding out what happens next. So I put it a little bit higher. Number 2 is Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong is on here for all of the reasons that I mentioned previously about just how it came out of nowhere and just blew everyone away, including me, with just how it looked and how it played. Couple of issues as well. The fact that I wasn't able to finish one of the side quests kind of annoyed me, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's pretty obvious by now what my number one is. I don't think there's gonna be any doubt in people's minds that my game of the year for 2024 is Armored Core. It couldn't be anything but. It won like half of the awards, so you know, I felt like I was somewhat giving it away a little bit by giving it so many. But yeah, Armored Core for me just was the best game I played last year. Yeah, it was the best. Yakuza and FF7 didn't make it. Yakuza and FF7 did not make it. You were expecting a fake out with it not winning? Well, if Armored Core wasn't gonna be in here, I would have just moved everything up a place, probably. And Infinite Wealth would probably have been 5th. If anything. If that's how I was gonna do it, like let's say Armored Core didn't exist, that's how it would be. And Black Myth would probably have won. But yeah, for me, Armored Core is just one of those games. Like I said, right? If your game makes me play 3 entire playthroughs back to back to back, like one after the other, to get into all the story, fight all of the bosses, do all of the arena stuff. Like yes, like playthrough 2 and playthrough 3 were basically just speed runs because I was super strong and all of that other jazz. But if your game makes me play 3 whole playthroughs in a row, that's a pretty good fucking game. Because you know me, I'm not like a New Game Plus person usually. I'm not a, oh, I've done this, let me go back to it straight away and play it again kind of guy. I'm a, oh, I need to wait for this, like for a year to pass or whatever before I touch this game again. So for me to do that with Armored Core, that's a pretty big deal. And is why it won. Because no other game has made me do that. Go back to it again and again. Straight away. Kind of annoyed that I didn't put the worm boss in for best boss, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully they do another one, because big fan. Not enough to go back and play older Armored Core. You know, I'm not gonna boot up for Answer. You know, good enough that I'll play the next one. Hell, I might even play it day of release this time. But yeah, the next few months the games is gonna be really tough. Yeah. 2025 in video games. Let's see what we've got releasing. That I'm possibly going to be playing. There's a Tales of Grace's F remaster coming out. Which could be cool. I hope they remaster Gilia. Given my excellent track record, maybe you should play for answer. Maybe. Game of the Year 2025 prediction. Off the top of my head, it'll probably either be Yakuza or First Berserker. What else is coming out? So the first game that's coming out is February 14th. Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out. So does Trails Through Daybreak 2. Trails Through Daybreak will take priority, but I do want to get to Assassin's Creed at some point. So I'll probably play that. I was going to play Avowed. I have no desire to play Avowed. So I have a week to finish Trails Through Daybreak before Yakuza comes out, which will be the next game. So I'll do Trails Through Daybreak, then Yakuza, then probably Assassin's Creed. I'll probably then do Monster Hunter. And then I think that's it. There's not really anything until March 27th when First Berserker comes out. Oh, I guess Ender Magnolia is coming out as well. I did mention that, but I didn't see it on the list. Where is that? Is it March or February Ender Magnolia comes out? It comes out 23rd of January. Okay, so I guess that's first. Oh no, 22nd. 22nd of January. Ender Magnolia. So yeah, I'll be doing what I'm doing now. So I'll do Metaphor. Once I'm done with Metaphor, I'll play Raincode. Then I'll probably play that Ender Magnolia game. Best Game of the Year ranking of 2024. The Game of the Year. Mine, obviously. Stuff that caught my eye off the top of my head. That's coming in 2025. Monster Hunter Wilds, Xenoblade, X, Big's Run Tactics. The release schedule for Arknight's Enfield is. Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. I think there's a release date for that. Yeah. PlayStation Plus games this month are Suicide Squad, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Stanley Parable, Ultra Deluxe. Cool. I think I'll play Split Fiction. I saw that on here. I don't know what Split Fiction is. What is Split Fiction? Oh, that. That's the game that's a bit like It Takes Two, right? Yeah, I mean, if I can find someone to play it with, Samuel. You know, we never did finish It Takes Two.
Falco sends his regards.
Falco sends his regards. Yeah, I'll probably play it. It doesn't seem like the kind of game you can play by yourself, much like It Takes Two and Way Out. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. A game that's being killed by the devs end of the month has been added. Yeah, they're shutting it down, aren't they? They just released Deathstroke and now they're like, yeah, we're done. Thanks for coming. Which is a shame because everyone was just like, nah, this is cool. You know, this is what we wanted. We wanted characters like this, not Mrs. Freeze and a terrible version of the Joker and Deadshot's kid. That nobody, like characters that nobody gives a shit about. Yeah, tough one. Oh well. Falco, how free are you on weekends these days? The whole it's yet another fucking live service game. It was the goddamn time issue killed it. I mean, I don't know how they didn't learn this from Gotham Knights. Like the whole thing with that game was they were like, oh, we've got this live service stuff in the game. Oh, what's that? You don't want live service stuff? Okay, we'll remove all the live service stuff. And then they removed all the live service game and the stuff from the game, and the game was kind of meh. And then they were like, hey, you know that thing that we did? We took all of the live service stuff out? Yeah, we're going to put that back into a different game. I got the free version when they were giving it away with like Twitch Prime or whatever, and I must have played it for like a couple of hours, and it basically, I think I mentioned this before, but like it just wasn't fun. Like, and that's the worst thing a video game can be. Is not fun. It varies, still got a lot of house stuff to do. Okay. Because I was mentioning this earlier, but like I've still got a quiz that I made like 3 months ago that still needs to get done at some point. I'm going to try and arrange that. It was mandated by the executives, and the executives are fucking stupid. You'd be able to be free on a Sunday at 4 p.m. Excellent. They were different devs. It's not the devs though. It's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers have the final say on stuff like that, and they were like, "Hey, this thing that you know we did with Gotham Knights, where we took out all the live service stuff, yeah, just leave it in." At the end of Jan. Okay. So if I was to say either the 5th or the 12th, you could probably swing that, right? The only reason I say 5th or 12th is because some people don't have some people work alternating weekends. So I'll have to find out from... Yeah. I mean, if the 5th works for people, I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can get it done then. But if not, it might have to be the 12th. I'll start asking around at people and see if they can do it this week, and if not, then it might have to be pushed back a bit. Everyone who made the Arkham games left Rocksteady before it was made. If they were there, the game would at least be fun. Maybe. I don't know. Like, the traversal stuff was kind of cool, but... And the gunplay itself was fine. It was just... The story was bad. The characters were good. And, like, the dialogue was good. Like, and the interactions between the characters was good. But that was such a little part of the game that it was almost swallowed up by all the shit. Maybe not shit. Maybe shit's not the right word. Like, the game wasn't bad. It just wasn't fun, which I guess makes it bad. I don't know. No, because boring makes it bad, so maybe bad is the right word. People have made it a talentless hack. I don't even know if that's necessarily true. Also, the problem with... Okay, so here's my issue with Concord, right? Concord itself, as an idea, was fine. In the sense that... In the sense that when that first trailer came out, it was just like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. And because it looked like a very Guardians of the Galaxy style, like, oh, this could be a cool thing. Like, because the Avengers came out and it was shit and people didn't like it very much. And then they were just like, hey, we're going to do Guardians of the Galaxy and we're going to put out this, like, single player action story game. And everyone was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is actually really cool. Do more of this. And that's kind of what it seemed like Concord was going to be from that first trailer. And then the devs came on screen and they were like, Concord is a 5v5 hero shooter. And everybody just went, fuck you. And just lost interest immediately. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because the people, like, the game itself was fairly competent. Like, it was made by, like, ex-Destiny people, right? And, like, the gunplay in Destiny is really good. Some of the best in the industry. And the game itself is fine. It felt good to play. But, yeah... Nobody wanted that. They wanted, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy. They didn't want Destiny multiplayer. Oh yeah, the fact that it was like $60 or something as well for a hero shooter with no story and shit skins. Yeah, that's... Especially when Valorant exists, Marvel Rivals was going to come out, Overwatch is still a thing, and those are all free games. And they were like, nah, $60, please. And it's just like, what are you doing? Apparently that game cost 400 million to make, I heard 400 million being thrown around, and I'm just like, how? One of the Concordists I cried saying that Marvel Rivals is only popular because it's Marvel. Okay, so why did the Avengers fail? Well, here's the thing, right? Marvel Rivals, like everybody was talking about how, oh, the Marvel movies aren't getting as much, isn't making as much making as much money at the moment because of superhero fatigue. That's everything that gets thrown out a lot, right? Superhero fatigue, whatever. I mean, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine made like 1.2 billion or something. But yeah, superhero fatigue gets thrown out a lot. Marvel Rivals proves that it's not superhero fatigue. It's just people don't want to watch shit. And they're making a lot of shit. So I think I think the whole superhero fatigue argument is non-existent. It's not a thing. So yeah. That game got 20 million players in like 2 weeks, which is crazy. Just actually insane. The game was a good place for people to tap out because it started feeling like you need to have watched all of these other movies plus this t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, see, I think it's another executive issue, right? Because they were like, how can we extract as much money from this thing that's making so much money already? And it just started. Yeah, exactly. They've gone for quantity over quality. Exactly. And it just kind of ruined this good thing. Feeling like you need to do friggin' homework is what happened to regular Cape Comics too. True. Yeah. The thing is, I get that they're like trying, right? But they're not trying for the right reason. They're trying to extract as much money from people as possible in the perceived short term that they think they have this like golden goose, without realizing that all they need to do is just keep up the quality that they had before. Making more isn't going to make them more money. It's like the opinion that I've had about like live service games forever, is that you want to try and extract as much money out of people as possible by putting this live service model into your game so that you can extract that money from people forever, when you're probably going to make way more money if you just make a good game. And that's something that seems to have disappeared largely from just the entertainment industry in general, is that people want to shovel out as much stuff as they can and hope something sticks, when they could do just as much just making one good thing. See, I still, as much of a Marvel fan as I am, and as much as a comic book fan in general I am, I still haven't watched a single Marvel TV show. Not a single one. Hawkeye was good. I heard that it was pretty good, yeah. But the thing is, like, because I watched everything up until Endgame. I watched pretty much every Marvel movie. And then post Endgame, I think the only Marvel content I've watched is the Doctor Strange movie and Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it. Did I never watch Daredevil? Daredevil doesn't count. Daredevil was a Netflix show. I'm talking about like Disney specifically. Like Disney Plus shows is what I was talking about. I watched Daredevil, I watched Luke Cage, I watched The Defenders. I even watched Iron Fist. Oh yeah, I watched Jessica Jones as well. Yeah, I watched all of those. But that's because they were Netflix shows. I mean, not specifically because they were Netflix shows, but it was like before the Disney Plus side of it. Did I watch Spider-Man? I think I might have watched Spider-Man. I can't remember. I can't remember if I watched Spider-Man or if I just see a bunch of clips on YouTube and think I watched Spider-Man. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I remember you saying Loki was pretty good. I think you and Ian were watching it at one point, right? Like the second season. Loki has Owen Wilson in it. Oh, I have to watch it now. How did I not know about this sooner? He has a mustache? Oh, stop it. Stop it. You know how to show me a good time. WandaVision has John Krasinski. Does it? I know he's in Doctor Strange. I think he's thinking of Doctor Strange. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. You're right. I haven't seen the US office. But I know what you're talking about. The funny thing is, I usually give a TV show 3 episodes to like hook me in and be like, yes, I want to watch the rest of this. And I watched the first 3 episodes of the US Office, and I was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then people were telling me, oh, no, the first season's terrible. Just start from the second season. Oh, fuck no. Like, I even gave Breaking Bad more than 3 episodes. I gave Breaking Bad like 6 to hook me in, and it just never did. So I never watched Breaking Bad either. There's an Australian version of The Office. I'll tell you what I have seen clips of. The Australian version of Taskmaster. Ugh. Oh, I've seen the US version of Taskmaster as well. Ugh. Oh, it's terrible. It's all bad. If I'm not seeing Big Greg on my screen, it's gonna be bad. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of New Zealand Taskmaster rather than Australian one. They sound Australian, so it's close enough. Hang on, let me have a quick Google of New Zealand Taskmaster. Yeah, it might be the New Zealand one that I was thinking of. Let me have a look at Australia. Oh, it's actually both. I've seen clips of both. I think they're both pretty terrible. Mostly the Australian one. The New Zealand one, less so. The New Zealand one's alright. Yeah, because season 1, they basically just tried to copy the UK version, right? And then it's imitating the UK version. It didn't work. Yeah. It's like what they did with The Inbetweeners as well when they made a US version of that. I think they didn't they do a US version of Shameless as well? Apparently that's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, see the thing is I feel like it's a difference in culture, I guess, in the sense that Americans aren't quite as sarcastic as people from the UK. So that kind of comedy doesn't really come across very well. Like the UK Office had a very like dry sense of humor, and that doesn't really translate very well when it's an American doing it. I have no doubt that the US Office is probably fine. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the UK Office either. So, that probably doesn't help. Maybe I just fucking hate offices. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's got nothing to do with UK versus US. Maybe I just fucking hate offices. Parks and Rec is a better show. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen pretty much every episode of that. Mostly because I kept getting compared to Ron. Back when I was working at Nationwide. They were like, yeah, you're basically this guy. And I was just like, all right, I guess I'll watch it and find out. And then I was just like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, Parks and Rec was the one with Chris Pratt. No, Always Sunny is the one with Danny DeVito. Charlie Day. I wouldn't say you're like Ron, you're just crabby. They don't call me the Grumble Volcano for nothing. More like April, but less quirky. I'll take it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll allow it. This is the first time you've stayed up this late in ages. You're welcome. Speaking of which, I need to go to bed. It's past my bedtime. I'm tired. Annoyingly, I started getting tired at like 3 o'clock. And I feel like now I've kind of pushed through it and I'm not going to be able to get to sleep now. And I'm going to fuck up my sleeping pattern again. No rivals. I don't know. Maybe not. Sleep paralysis demon is back. Some purple hair avatar. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about Psylocke again. Where is it? You're talking about Ultimate Waifu Psylocke. Yeah, sure, Charlotte. Oh, all right. Why does it look like Wally on crack? I don't know. You should play it. It's fun. It's a good game. It's the best game of last year anyway, and the year before, because that's technically when it came out. All right. I'm gonna go. I will be back tomorrow. We'll start up Metaphor again. I will see you guys then. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Squall, thanks again for the 23 months. Shakini, thank you for the 22 months. Frost, thank you for the 38. Knight for the 14. Cookie for the 49. Ilya gifted a sub to Umbral. Sky with the 59. Nem with the 55. Fucker with the 64. Ian with the 62. And Ray with the 38. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.